Hey everybody, back with another EDC update. So a fresh video showing my latest everyday carry. Just for fun, I'm zoomed in on the middle of the frame, but as I pull back here you can kind of see all the stuff I've been carrying. Now you'll notice there are actually several knives in this shot, and I have not lost my mind. I've not gone crazy. I'm not all of a sudden carrying tons of gear on me all at the same time. Goes against everything I believe in when it comes to everyday carry. This just happens to be all the stuff that I've been most commonly carrying for the last several weeks. And forgive me that this video is a little bit delayed. I did mean to make this sooner, but I fell ill last week for several days. And today, finally, my voice is just normal enough again to where I'm not stuffed up and coughing and sneezing, so I can stop and make, a decently long video and not have it sound too bad. So I was slightly delayed, but here we go. So this is everything that I've been carrying lately. Let's get some of the common stuff out of the way. Of course, I'm still carrying the iPhone 3GS 32GB. Great phone. I'm not much of a phone guy. I really like my phone, but I'm not a super in the know technological whiz when it comes to telephones or mobile phones. I know some people have their preference, Android, iPhone. I don't know. This one just works. It's got space for my music. I surf the web. I check my email. Look on eBay with it. Perfect. That's all I need. I'll upgrade someday, but not in the cards right now. So that's my phone. I've got the Streamlight Nano. And like always, I've got it on this little bit of paracord. Just some black 550 with one, probably won't even see it in the frame. Oh, there you go. You can see just that little seam where I have melted the two ends and then fused them together. And I do that rather than a knot, so it's got a break point. I won't break it here, but I've tested it a couple times, and if you take it and really rip on it, it'll snap. So you're not gonna be in any danger of getting choked out by your own necklace there. I actually carry two of these bits of paracord. I've got this black one, and then to differentiate it from the other, I've got some OD green, sort of that military green on my other one, and that one's for work. And the reason I have two different ones is because at work I wear sunblock, on my neck, and I get sweaty and it's dusty and it gets gross, and I don't mind if that one's dirty when I put it on every day at work. That's fine. But when I get home and you come home and you take a shower and you get cleaned up, you get nice and spiffy. You don't want grossness on you, so I have this black one that's always nice and clean that I wear when I'm at home or hanging out around town. Still love that light. It's got, why didn't I turn it on here? I'll turn it on right here. Still a nice light, even with a lot of ambient light coming into the room, and I've got the lamp on overhead. You can see that's still quite powerful. Those 10 lumens are great. I have a video review of this. I just haven't finished editing it. I've been lazy, been sick, need to upload that. So that'll come soon. You'll see a little review on this light, and for under $7 shipped, at least from Amazon, I think you can get them typically almost any place for about 10 bucks shipped or less. It's just a tremendous value. Victorinox zip around wallet. This is the second version of this wallet. I think we're now on to version 3. If you go to your sporting goods store, REI or something like that, I think they carry the newer version. A little bit differently shaped, but the overall layout's about the same. I think the overall functionality is the same. They just kind of freshen the design after a while. I always recommend this wallet to everybody who asks about it. Like its name implies, it is a zip-around wallet, so we've got a zipper that seals it from one end to the other. And it's nice, just keeps your stuff from falling out. Once it's zip closed, if it flops out of your pocket or you drop it on the ground or something, all your cards and your cash doesn't come out. So that's excellent. It's nice and soft and pliable. It kind of curves and contours with your body, so when you sit down, it's not poking you. It's got rounded corners, so it's not jabbing you. Even the zipper, the little end of the zipper is flexible. And now that I'm talking about this wallet, I will mention this is actually my second version of the wallet. I think I've said that before. The first one I had, the little pull on the zipper, that little rubber piece, broke off. And I actually contacted Victorinox, and they told me that it is covered under warranty. So I actually mailed it into them. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I mailed it into them a couple days ago, and they're supposed to get back to me and let me know if they can repair it. They'll just put a new little zipper pull on there, or if they can't, maybe if it's too old or if it's too much trouble, if they're not set up to replace that particular part, they said they'll just replace the entire wallet. And if that's the case, maybe I'll get the version 3 wallet in return. So it's kind of a chance that that might happen, and that'd be kind of cool. And of course, as always, if I do get that, you know, you guys will see it. I'll make a video about it. But that's that wallet. If you get a chance to try one out, you get sick of that heavy leather wallet or that thick leather wallet that you've been carrying, definitely give that one a go. You know, at least give it a look. Cold Steel Inferno pepper spray. Excuse me. This is the 0.38 ounce version on a keychain. I carry mine on the Night Eyes size 3 S-Beaner, and this is, you know, I've complained before, it's a little bit chunky, a little bit bulky in my pocket, but no big deal. I've gotten used to it. Slips into my back left pocket, and it's been working out fine. Again, still haven't had to use it. Hope I never do, but that stuff usually never changes. My keys, as usual, a little blue vinyl encased Lucky Line Flex-O-Loc key ring, like always. Or you can hear my cat in the background stepping on stuff on the table. This is the Night Eyes S-Beaner size 3, just like the other one. This one used to be black, but my wife took it for her keys. She's, between the two of us, she's the one that likes everything to be tactical and black looking. Well, not tactical, but she just likes everything to match, and so she buys everything in black. So she got that one. So those are what suspend my keys. I've got my micro widgie bar, which I've done a review on. A really great tool. I think everyone should have one. If you might have the potential to use your knife to pry, you need this instead. It's so light, simple. Swiss Tech utility key, like always. Car key, house key, blah blah blah. This is something interesting that I'll talk about here for a second. This is my auto lock key. So some of you have a club on your steering wheel, or you at least know someone who does, or you've seen it. You know, it's a normal size key. Well, this one, it performs basically the same functions for locking that little security anti-theft device, you know, on my vehicle. But rather than going on your steering wheel, the auto lock key goes on your brake or your clutch in your car. And originally, it had a little head on it, just like this. You know, so it was like it has, you know, the key itself, and then it had the little plastic, you know, head, so you could turn it. Well, I got wise, supposedly. I mean, I got I don't know what you want to say. I thought I was getting slick, and that I was gonna cut all the plastic off and slim it down, and I considered, or at least I was hoping, that underneath it would actually still be the shape of the head of the key, and it would all be one piece of metal, and that was just some plastic on the outside, so that you could feel it, or so, you know, you could differentiate it visually from your other keys. And when I took it all the way down and started cutting away at the red plastic, it actually turned out that it was just this piece, and there wasn't a hole in it. So it was just this little short little tongue depressor piece, and I actually went and drilled a hole in it and put it on my keys. So what for a moment looked to be a big mistake, when I cut away all the plastic and saw that there wasn't any way to, you know, attach it to my keys, actually ended up being a bit of a boon, because now that I put the hole in here, that key is slimmer than ever. And I have nothing but great things to say about that. That key, luckily, doesn't take a lot of leverage to turn the lock and to engage it or disengage it. So that worked out perfect. I wouldn't recommend doing it. Thank you for bumping the camera, cat. I wouldn't recommend doing it, you know, with all your keys, especially for some where, you know, for your ignition or something where it takes a lot of pressure to turn the key. You know, if you need a lot of leverage, I wouldn't do it. But for this one, it worked out great. So that was kind of a happy accident. So my keys are practically at the slimmest they've ever been. So that's my keys. Wow, I talked about that for a long time, didn't I? But those, you know, I just wanted to update you that had changed a little bit. Still carrying the Olight i3 EOS or EOS single LED flashlight, AAA size. This has been holding up really well. It's been staying in its own pocket, so as you can see, there's not really any scratches to speak of. There was one small little scratch on the head. You can kind of see that little nick right there, where when I first took the key ring off, it got kind of damaged. Forgive my ugly fingers too. I haven't been very careful with my fingers and my fingernails, so they're all kind of beat up. But the other thing it kind of clinks against is the lanyard in my pocket, so that's, you know, that stays nice. It doesn't get damaged. It doesn't get scratched very much in that pocket. But the coating's been holding up. The light works brilliantly. I think I'm still on the first battery with that, so that thing has excellent performance and long battery life. Squirt P4, review on this coming very soon. I was hoping to have time to do a review on this today after this video, but I don't think I will. Fantastic multi-tool. I don't want to get into it too much because I want to save it for the review, but I just cannot praise this thing enough. This is my third, this isn't the third, but I've purchased 3 of these. I actually bought one and I liked it so much, considering that the P4 series is discontinued. Now they're on the PS4. I said I have to have another one of this. I want it in the same color. So I went back on eBay where I bought the first one, bought a second one for an even better price than the first one, and then figured I'd have a backup. So it was in good condition, just like this one, you know, very few scratches or anything, and all the tools are still nice and tight and clean, bright, no rust. Bought that second one, put it away, and then my wife saw it out on the counter, and she was kind of looking at it, and she thought about it, and she's like, you know what, I'd like to have one of those too. So, so of course she took my second one, and I had to go and buy a third, because I still wanted a backup of this, you know, for when I lose this or if it becomes damaged over the years. I want one tucked away safely, so I'm not scrambling to eBay, you know, 10 years from now and finding out that they're, you know, 40, 50 bucks. By the way, they're not. Right now they're only, you know, they'll run you anywhere from $12 to $20. I just really like this version. There's so many great tools on here, and I think the functionality is really high. I think the value is really high. So do yourself a favor, if you haven't tried one of these, pick one of those up. You know, for the price of a couple lunches, you can get a great little multi-tool that'll serve you really well. So those are, you know, but those are all basically the same. These knives I've shown on all videos before, on older ones. They got the Benchmade 806 D2, and I just did a review on this. So if you're interested, if you like the design of this knife, please check out that review. It's an older knife, but they do have a newer 806, the 806 1101. So give that a look, give it a gander. Benchmade 710. These are two of probably my most common EDCs besides my latest paramilitary that I received, which I actually haven't been carrying that much lately. It's still snuck into my pocket a couple days, but realistically these 3 knives have been on me the most for the past month or so. Another wonderful knife, love it. That one had these two for about the same time, a little over 7 years on both of those, and they're favorites of mine. And then of course, hey Sean, Biking Sean here, if you're watching this, thanks again for this. I'll never forget it. That was such a cool gesture and such a cool little contest. This is the CRKT Ripple that I received from my friend Sean here on YouTube, and I'm going to add his name, his channel down in the description of this video just to give him another holler, because he's just a really great guy, great videos. He just did a new review that I really rather liked on the 806 1101, which is the limited edition of this. And if you saw that camera jump again, that's my cat. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's like trying to get attention. She's trying to get on camera. In fact, you know what? I'm going to grab her and show you guys real quick, just for fun. Hang on. Come here. Rats. Okay, I guess I'm not. She ran away. But this is the Ripple. It's got that IKBS ball bearing pivot system, so it pops out really smooth, really fast. It's not my favorite knife, and I need to review this one very soon and discuss the different aspects of it. It's an excellent knife. It's just not my favorite. It doesn't fit in all the ways I want my knives to be. But I do highly recommend it, and I think they're like 30 bucks. I mean, wow, what a great price for an excellent knife. Really cool design, really fast opening, very slim, very, very light. So it's one of those excellent, perfect EDC knife for most folks. I tend to carry, like you see here, a little bit bigger blades than most people. But for the average person out there, this is just an awesome knife, and you won't even know it's on you really until you need to use it, which is always the sign of a great EDC tool. Probably the last thing, I think I've shown everything here. The last thing that I'm going to show in this video here is the Leatherman side clip. Now this is a multi-tool, and this is what most would consider a full-size multi-tool. And I think I've shown this in other videos, and I'm going to have to do a review on this very soon. This thing's awesome. Love this multi-tool. I can't believe it's discontinued, and there aren't any others really like it in terms of how it carries on the market today. There are a few other Leatherman multi-tools that have a clip on them, but none that I know of that are currently in production that are as slim and as sleek as this design. I think this weighs in at about 5 ounces. Forgive me if I'm off on that, but if I remember correctly, it's about 5 ounces. So it weighs And I mean, just holding them side by side, it's about the same. This might be 5.5 ounces, but it weighs the same as that Benchmade 806. So if you're used to carrying a larger, EDC knife, this weighs just about the same thing. And the clip is so comfortable. I don't want to talk too much about this because, again, I want to do a review and I'll get into it in depth then. But the clip is so ultra comfortable, and it's so compact, and it's so narrow that when you have it in your pocket, it doesn't get in the way. It feels just like a knife, and it does have, of course, a knife in here. But I just can't say enough cool things about the clip and the way that it carries. It's an awesome multi-tool. If you get the chance, you look on eBay, they go for a few bucks now. But there are so many other models that I, so many other Leathermans that I have. The Leatherman Wave, 8.5 ounces. Nope, not carrying it in my pocket. Too heavy. You guys that are able to carry it in your pocket or in your leather pouch on your belt, more power to you. That's awesome. I wish I could, but it is just way too thick. The weight isn't even really the issue. It is, but mostly it's the bulk of the thing. It's just so chunky. But this thing doesn't take up any more space really than your average large Spyderco or Benchmade or what have you. So I've actually been carrying this in lieu of a knife lately, and I really like it. I don't like not having a non-locking knife, and so I kind of been missing out on that. But also when I do like gardening stuff around the house, if I'm doing projects. Today I was doing some yard work and had this clipped in my pocket along with my Spyderco Tenacious, and it makes a great little combo. And you can actually fit it in your, as long as you don't have too much going on the bottom of your pocket, you can sit this right next to your EDC knife in your front pocket, and they make a great little combo. So blah blah blah, talking too much about that, but definitely look into that if you guys like your multi-tools and you want something that you can carry with you all the time that you don't have to put in a sheath on your belt. Really, really look into checking out the Leatherman side clip is what that one is. So I think that's all that I've got for this update. I've got some new stuff coming. I've got some knives on pre-order that I won't mention yet, but I do have some stuff coming pretty soon. And those all get swapped into the rotation, and you'll hear more about that. But for right now, this is it. This is what I've got going on. My eternal quest is to always keep my EDC light and functional. And as always, I will come back with new videos in a few weeks and let you know what changes I've made, if I've made any improvements, or if I have anything further to say on the stuff that I've been carrying over and over regularly. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.